What is up, YouTube? It's me, John Avenger, once again, and this is a review. This time, it's of an animated comedy from 2007. I'm based on an 80s slash 90s show that I watched as a kid, and when it finally became a movie, I was like so happy. I was like, "Wow, this is nostalgia beating, over my head, but not over not in a bad way like it is now." This was over almost 10 years ago. I find it funny. I know a lot of people didn't. Some YouTube users find this as a disappointment. But let's face it, the show hasn't been that great in recent years anyway. The last good episode was with the crossover with Family Guy. And you know what I'm talking about? The animated juggernaut on television made into a movie, the Simpsons movie. Yep, this movie's a good movie. It's very funny. I think that the jokes work. A lot of the jokes land. When I watched this film in the theater back in summer of 2007, I was laughing my ass off. As soon as the film started, when it said Hillary 2008, I was like, wow, that's ironic because she's running for president now. So I get that now. Um, yeah, Homer does something stupid just like he does in every show episode of the show. Hey, he's a dumb father. That's what he's supposed to be. That's the character he plays. Dan Castellaneta does a great voice. He's done the voice of Homer for over 2 decades, and it shows. And the rest of the voice cast is great in this movie. You got Julie Kavner and freaking Nancy Cartwright and Yeardley Smith and a bunch of others. Hank Azaria. You got a ton of characters in this movie, just like in the show. I think it's hilarious. Like that scene where Homer's on the freaking the what was it, the wrecking ball, and he goes back and forth between a rock and a hard place. That still makes me laugh. It's like don't. It's slapstick and it cracks me up. The new characters that they added, this Spider Pig. I think Spider Pig is cute. Has a little blonde hair like Ross Lynch, and the Spider Pig does whatever a Spider Pig does. That's a funnier joke than any joke in the Amazing Spider-Man films, and I could wreck that movie for days because I think this movie is way better. It's a lot shorter. It's only 87 minutes. It's about as long as I've seen 3 episodes of the show. And this brought it back to me. This made The Simpsons funny again after a long drought where it was just, it was stagnant. The characters are fun. It's not perfect. There's some moments that are kind of dumb. I'm like, pig crap. I'm like, that wasn't funny. But there's a lot of jokes when they hit, it cracks me up. I was on the floor like the when he chokes Bart out, that just makes me laugh my ass off. He's like, "Why are you?" It's just hilarious. It's just like the show. You got to be faithful to the show, and when you are, and you can make me laugh, I'm gonna give you my money. And I bought this at Best Buy a couple years ago for $5, and it was worth it because I like this movie. I know a lot of people said that this is disappointing compared to the film. It feels like a stretched out episode. Yeah, they said that to every movie that made it to theaters that was based on a TV show. The Lizzie McGuire movie, the Hannah Montana movie, the two SpongeBob movies, uh, the movies of like Hey Arnold and the Rugrats and the Wild Thornberries. If it's funny, and I like the characters, I can go for the ride for 3 hours. I don't care. These characters are legendary. They're funny. The cast has great chemistry still. They go into different situations, like when they go to Alaska, and Homer's like, "We're never going back to America again." Like he's a dumbass because Alaska is in America, so it's ironic, and there's some meta humor. I like Tom Hanks's cameo. That was fun. Just have fun. These snobs on YouTube that hate this movie, they were expecting something glorious. One of the YouTube users, I'm not going to mention his name, said the only funny joke in this movie is when Homer's giving the finger to these people and he's going down the ground. That is funny. I was laughing hysterically because it's an animated finger going up, get flipping off the people. But Homer's the dumbass. That's what he is. Even when he does something smart, he always does something stupid. But it's funny to watch, and the film doesn't get old for me. I haven't watched it in a while, but I remember the laughs I had in the theater. I was laughing my ass off, and they had President Schwarzenegger and then you had a guy voiced by a guy in the movie, like one of the villains, voiced by Albert Brooks, the guy that was the voice of Marlin in Finding Nemo and Finding Dory. Awesome, I like that guy. It's a fun movie. If you want an animated movie that's smart and funny, but it's not It doesn't have, it's not going to be like Sausage Party that people are going to be like, oh my God, I took my kids to see it and they curse like crazy. And there's a hot dog screwing a freaking hot dog bun in the ass. No, it doesn't have humor like that. Here, this is a lot cleaner than that movie is going to be. And that got critically acclaimed. That got like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. This did pretty well. I'm glad it was a box office hit. I prefer the humor in this over the Transformers movies. I'm sorry, that movie came out the same year as this, and that was long and boring. And the first one, some of the humor just didn't work. Bumblebee pissing on a guy and John Turturro taking his pants off. No, I'd rather see The Simpsons. I'd rather see slapstick. I'd rather see Homer doing something stupid. I love that it's 2D animation. It's not CGI. It looks great. The voice cast still got it. I think they've aged very well in these roles, and just I love the characters. This is our iconic cartoon for a reason. There's a reason the movie got made, and I think this movie's awesome. It's kind of underrated in a way because some people think it's horrible, but I have seen far worse movies that were cartoons made into live action that were complete garbage. This is not one of them. This is funny. I think it's aged well. The animation is beautiful. It looks better than when the show first came out in 1989, where the faces were kind of muddled. This is really top notch hand drawn animation. I wish there were more movies like this animated that were for adults, but not overly like trying to fool parents and saying, I'm going to take my kids to see Sausage Party, which is not meant for your children. It's cute, but it's not meant for them. This older kids, 13, I don't think it's going to hurt them. It's harmless compared to other movies I've seen. And I got to see this again because I want to laugh my ass off some more, especially since Hillary's running this year. This joke is going to be even funnier now that that's happened. But anyway, Simpsons movie is a good movie. Don't listen to the haters. Haters are going to hate just because it's popular. But I enjoy this movie for what it is. It didn't disappoint me at all. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for liking and subscribing. I hope you see the Simpsons movie. Give it a chance. If you're tired of the show, just go watch the movie. I think the movie is a lot of fun. It reminded me of the old days of the Simpsons, like in the 90s when, it was just hilarious and, quotable, and just the characters are just so iconic. Love the cast, love the funny situations. It's not perfect. They could have added more. And, some characters are kind of underused, like Lisa and the other characters like Maggie, she's all right there, but the main cast like Bart, Homer, and freaking what you call it, Marge, they're funny, and just it's a lot of fun. I think it's underrated in a way, and it should be appreciated more because we have worse films that are coming out this year that are animated. So just to let you know. Anyway, thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next review.